Hey everybody, in this video I'll just give you a quick tour of Base UI. So Base UI lets you visually interact with a database and all the records within it. You can view them as well as update, add, and delete records from your base. But for context, let's just say I have a simple application that keeps track of restaurants in Berlin. I have a simple form on a data micro that takes information about a restaurant, in this case a restaurant in Mitte that I visited, and I can add it to my base. And then let's assume that I know the ID of the restaurant I just added. Back to the base, the API will expose the information about the restaurant, in this case the one I just added in Mitte. However, what if I want to interact with some of the data within that database? I want to see all the restaurants, potentially update them, and that's where Base UI comes into play. So I can click the base name in the side here. If I click it, all of the restaurants will load in my table. I could edit the individual cells, and I can query using the data query language. So let's say I want to find all my restaurants that are Italian that I have not visited. I can fetch, and here we have the two restaurants that I haven't visited that are Italian, and if I change it to true, we'll see the one that I just added a minute or so ago. Great. Let's say I want to add a restaurant. I can click the add button. It's a Korean restaurant in Schöneberg that I have visited. It's called Ixthis, and it's relatively affordable. So all the edited or added rows will appear in yellow, and I can save this record to my base by clicking save, and we'll see, here it is. Let's say I actually got the price wrong and it's a little bit more expensive. I can save it again, or if I have a typo or something, I can undo all my changes by clicking undo, and that will just revert the state to what it was when I last pulled it. So additionally, I could do complex edits. Let's say this cell actually isn't a string, but some type of JSON. I can add a name, I forget, subname, whoops. Great. And so you get a number of objects. You could have an array. In addition, I could, let's say I added some element, I save it. You can delete by clicking the checkboxes on the left side and then deleting the items. And this will delete the items from the base. So I can delete this item. Now it's gone. Lastly, if we jump back here, the item that I added to my base can be exposed through the app itself, even though I added it in Base UI. So that's just a quick tour of database UI. Be sure to check it out just by logging into Deta and clicking on the base name. in the left side.